Hello, hello. We just finished day 18 of the 80-day obsession. So one thing about this week is we are not just doing what we have done in the past weeks. In the past weeks where we had a round and we finished one round, moved to the second, third, fourth, and then we repeat that once or twice, 3 times. And so now what we're doing is we're doing all 3 rounds of that certain sequence of moves. And so we hit fatigue and failure, very quickly because we don't have that break. So we're constantly challenging ourselves, and I can really feel how I am getting stronger, but I'm yet staying challenged. And we're tracking our weights, and I know that I started off with about 10s, and on some of the moves I'm on 15s and 20s. So definitely we're getting strong, and that's something that Autumn really talked about in the workout today, was focusing on strength. Especially strength is not just for men, it's for women. I mean, us mamas are carrying around babies. I mean, Rebel's 7 and I still carry him around at times, not all the time. We're responsible for carrying most of the groceries and doing a lot of these things. So strength is so important, and strength is important not just now, but building our body up so that later on when we're older we have a high metabolism, we have the strength, and we haven't broken down our muscles. And so many people don't think about the future, but I am, because I see people who are 40, 50, 60 years old and they're wishing they had have gotten active in their 20s and 30s. And so this is something that's really important, is that health doesn't just stay there on its own, and you don't get just fit sitting there. So one of the things about today's workout was that I love is that we are seeing, like I said, I think in the last video, was that we're seeing Autumn and the cast members' bodies change as well. Usually the program's been developed, and then we have coaches like us who test it out, and now we're part of the live filming. So I've been able to see Autumn's body change along with ours. So that's super exciting. And I love that with this program, since we don't know the workout, and because we're not getting used to it because it keeps changing, that we have not done the same workout once or more than once, and we never will in the 80 days, is that her cues as a trainer are very, very good. Like, I could close my eyes or be facing another way and hear what she's saying and still be able to do the moves. And so that really speaks a lot for herself, because I know when you're starting a program, to have to look up at the screen on the TV or whatever can be distracting and also really mess up your form. So I really like that if you can just pay attention and concentrate and focus on what she's saying, you can get through the moves. And I love that there's no ego there, that she's so humble about where she is, and she really focuses on encouraging us to do the same. There was one move at the end, the hammer curls, and she started off with 15s on round 1, and then she went down to 10s on round 2, and then on round 3 she was like, okay, I'm gonna try the 15s again. She was like, and I don't care if I can only do 2, but I'm gonna do it. And she actually ended up doing 8, and so then she could feel that she was losing her form and she couldn't get those weights back up. She set them down, and she didn't stop there. She picked up the 10s and finished the set of 10, and so I really love that. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was what we're doing with this program really is about time nutrition, because there are certain times of our body, or times that that our body will absorb things, and there's ways that you combine foods that are going to help you with your energy and being able to repair your muscles. And so we're following this certain regimen, and it, like I've said before, that it really depends on what your weight is, what your goal is, and what time of day you're working out. I'm working out every day with her live from 11:30 to 12:30 Central Standard Time, so my meals are the same. 7:30 my first meal, 10 o'clock my second meal, an hour after my workout is my third meal. Unless I've used our Recover supplement, then I'll eat 2 hours after that, and then another 2 to 3 hours, and then another 2 to 3 hours I have more meal 4 and 5. But what it is that you're allowed to eat whatever it is that are on the approved list on each serving. So I know for my first meal, for me, I can have what our portion control container system is that I can have a purple container, a red container, a green container, and a teaspoon. And a teaspoon basically stands for like healthy fats. So it could be peanut butter, it could be olive oil, it could be coconut oil, it could be any of the nut butters. So what I do is, like today I had Shakeology and I mixed it with spinach and I added some coconut oil, and so that the Shakeology counts as a red, the spinach counts as a green, and then I added in a cup of fruit, and my God, it was only a couple hours ago, but I can't remember what fruit it was, but I added a cup of fruit in there and blended it. And so that is something that's so important about food combining, is because there's certain times of day and based on when you work out too, that is going to help you function. I've noticed that I've had so much more energy throughout the day, and I'm able to get through the workouts. So the workouts are tough. They're challenging. They're supposed to challenge you. If they're easy, then that means you're not pushing yourself hard enough, or you're not, using the right weights. But one of the things is that I've done workouts before in the past, and I have noticed a crash, like where I can barely get through it because I'm so fatigued. With this, I have enough energy to get through it, although I'm pushing myself to like maximum failure. And like she said, it's not failure, it just means that's where you can go. And when I'm feeling really fatigued, I make sure that I push myself, because that's when the results come. So one of the things that I was thinking about this food combining, because as a group, there's 90 of us, we've been talking a lot about it, because everybody has different systems. Everybody has different digestive systems and different food sensitivities. I think that I have an egg sensitivity. I've been kind of testing out if it's eggs in general or like just the yolk, because like Autumn herself is allergic to the yolk, so she's phased eggs out of her diet. But I was thinking about Shakeology. So that's something that I've been using for years now, and I stand behind it because I believe in it, because our whole family drinks it, because we've noticed the health benefits. So many people don't understand what it is. They don't understand why it was created or how it really helps. What it is it's not something that has been formulated for you to lose weight or to be a protein shake or a post-recovery shake. It's a nutrition supplement, because with foods nowadays, because between just from the time whole foods are picked from a plant or something and shipped off to where they're sold, they lose their nutrients. The way foods are cooked in microwave or whatnot, or storage, they are losing their nutrients. Things are highly processed, they lose their nutrients. So even if you try to have the best diet possible, a lot of times we're not getting the right nutrients we have, and that really breaks down our immune system and leaves us susceptible to food-related disease and illness. There's also things in the foods that are digestive enzymes that help break down foods, and if you don't have those enzymes that they've been cooked out or processed out of the foods, or you're not having them in your system, then they're not going to be able to break down the foods. You're going to be susceptible, again, like I said, to food related disease and illness. And so with Shakeology, the way it's formulated is it really can replace your energy drink, your coffee, your multivitamin, and it can really round out your diet no matter how healthy you're eating, because it has 70 superfoods. And a lot of people don't understand about Shakeology is that it has an expiration date, because it's whole food. It's actually food that's found from the most pure sources around the world, not grown in greenhouses here in the United States and tampered with soil, but there is food that's picked, it's dried and ground down in a powder. And what works about it is the fact is that you're not just dumping something into your body that just goes in one end and out the other. Multivitamins are that way because they're not, a lot of times they may have all the proponents of all the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that you need if you look on the side of the bottle, but the way it's formulated, you don't actually absorb it, which is why a lot of times if you've ever taken a multivitamin and then drank some water and used the restroom later on, your pee is bright yellowish green, kind of like this color right here. And that's because your body didn't absorb it. And it's the same thing about nowadays. The foods that we're eating are really backing up our digestive system, where it's basically like a pipe that's clogged with buildup. And so even if you are eating really good, what happens is all the nutrients go out because your body can't absorb it. That's what causes bloating. That's what causes lack of energy. And so the Shakeology has the prebiotics and probiotics, which go in and are like little micro scrubbers and clean out your system so that you can actually absorb the nutrients. And the way Shakeology is, been designed. The science behind it is amazing. The amount of money and time that has been put into this to make sure that it is the most healthy drink out there is incredible. If you knew the science, I've sat through many seminars and it's mind-boggling. But the way it's been created was that all of the 70 superfoods complement one another, and they work well so that your body actually absorbs it. So you're actually absorbing all the 70 superfoods, and these foods are pure, straight from the source, dried, ground out in the powder. I know you can go into your grocery store and you think you can buy maca powder and goji berries and some of the things that are in Shakeology. Put those bags that you see on the shelf, they aren't always from the pure source. They've been diluted. And so that's what I love about Shakeology, is it comes with that guarantee, and there's a science behind it, and it really speaks wonders. And anyone who drinks it regularly, they feel a difference. They see a difference in their health. I've had people say, well, I don't see any change, and those are the people who aren't drinking it every day to see it. So I know that after 5.5 years of continued use, our family is healthy, and I am so thankful for that, because it saved me so much money on doctor bills and missed time at work when I used to work full time. And also, it's helped us just be able to live a life where we're free of worry of being sick. I've been around people with the flu, not gotten it, because I know that my immune system is so healthy. And there was something I was thinking about too, that if you know me, I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. I went to a lot of his events. I'm headed to another one of his, Date with Destiny, in December. And he's really big on not just mindset and belief, but on treating your body the way it deserves. And really, most of the times when people will not invest in health or fitness, or they won't even have a thought of it, it's because they don't think that they are worth it. They don't believe that the results are possible for them. And so he really helps with the mindset with that, but then also encourages you that when you start making those changes for yourself, and I realize that from coming across so many people who are also on their own sobriety journey, it's so funny that whenever you make that decision to stop trashing your body, to stop treating your body like a garbage can, then you also start wanting to do good things for your body. And that's something that's been really important to me. So he, in one of his books that I got from attending Unleash the Power Within, he gave us this food combining chart, and it's something that you might not know, but I can post a picture in the comment section. But something that I think people need to know about is that there's a lot of people who are like, oh, there's meat. I'm a meat and potato person. Well, that's all well and fine, but that can cause a lot of issues in gastric and intestinal issues, because of the fact that when you eat starchy foods and protein, it can putrefy and back up in your system. And so that's why a lot of people have so many gut issues, leaky gut syndrome, a lot of bloating or gas, IBS, all these things, is because a lot of times it's the way they're combining the food. And so this chart really tells you that if you're gonna eat steak and potatoes, make sure you're eating leafy greens, which helps break down those foods so that your body digests it. And there's something that Amy Silverman, who's in our group, was talking about, because she became live food certified or something, where she found out that melon, for instance, melon, you should never eat with another food. Because I can't remember what the reason was, but it actually says it here on this food combining chart that you should not eat the melon, you should eat it by itself. So these are things that are interesting. So if you've been, really having issues with gut issues, energy, or health, let's take a look at your diet. Reach out to me, and I can help you kind of piece together some things and maybe give you a plan that will help you increase your energy, because you're not supposed to be tired all the time. You're not supposed to crash in the middle of the day. I did for years, and I felt like that was all there was for me. But then I found help. Then I started to educate myself, and then I realized that it's not normal to feel like you're going to fall asleep in the middle of the day. If you've gotten 7 or 8 hours of sleep, it's not normal to wake up still feeling fatigued. It's not normal to need coffee or caffeine or sugar all day long to keep going. There's something that's missing in your diet. And so I really urge everybody to educate themselves and to open their mind to this, because, even Tony talks about in this book right here that there's recent evidence that there's a depletion of basically vitamins, and there's a deficiency that are causing increased risk of chronic diseases, including cardiovascular disease, that means your heart, cancer, and osteoporosis. And so, in addition, doctors counsel that it appears prudent for all adults to take vitamin supplements. So, I hear a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to do it with supplements. But here's the thing is, do you really want to continue eating the diet you're eating and not getting the right nutrients? You can't trust what these foods that aren't come in boxes say. Just because they say it's 7% of vitamin A, vitamin C, that doesn't mean that your body's absorbing it, and doesn't mean that it comes from the pure source. So I just urge you to really focus on educating yourself, because I have, as my child's approaching 18 this next month, I realized that time moves fast, and health is something that's hard to reverse once you have neglected it for so long. So if you have any questions, or if you're having issues with your diet, let me know. Maybe I can give you help.